different use cases. I do not believe a catch-all is going to exist for any one thing. It's not practical, it's not possible. And that's why I said that the trilemma solution to me, people try to say it's a technology solution. I don't think it is. If Bitcoin is going to solve money, this is a financial solution, and we need that kind of a purview and that kind of a view on it if we're going to provide solutions. There's going to be multiple solutions. And I personally do not think that one chain, one solution, one technology on top of Bitcoin or on top of whatever is going to solve everything.
I
And
can agree with that. I
from
can
my from
agree
my
with that.
perspective, also, and this is me being a toxic Maxine, I'm totally going to own it. I have heard this since 2012 from all kinds of different chains, all kinds of different coins. All of them say they can do it, none of them has. So I would love it if Caspa does it at scale, and I would love it if Caspa shows itself to be successful. From my perspective, this still reeks, I'm sorry, as another shitcoin pump and dump that's going to be dead in 5 years.
Okay.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
Can I
Come on,
jump
man.
in here? Can I jump in? This has been getting okay. I just wanna.
Hey guys, welcome back to another one. Happy Monday. My Monday's finished. I'm hoping that yours is nearly done as well, because Monday is always the worst day of the week. You have to get through that, and then the rest of the week will be okay. Today I want to talk to you about like that clip you heard at the start. That was the Casper roundtable. It was back in August. I remember it clearly. I was driving while I was listening to the X Space, and Ilal here, which is Fish Junior. He's a next Dag Labs dev, and Shoy were on the call, and you could hear when he called it a shitcoin that the two lads just lost the plot. Like, you know, it was very funny. But even the tone of that guy Adrian is very condescending. He's what you call a typical Bitcoin maxi. He doesn't want to open his eyes to see anything that could be better or that could improve on Bitcoin. So what I think is that one of the things that's going to bring adoption for Casper or more eyes on it is when the Bitcoin maxis finally start to see that something better is out there and that Casper's it, and that nobody hates Bitcoin. Like most people that are into Casper, they love Bitcoin. It's the OG, it's decentralized, it's the way crypto was meant to be, but it just has issues like it's not scalable. And that's the main one. So, you know, this guy is an example that you're calling Casper a shitcoin. And then we have another one here. This is Parker Lewis. So he has no way at Mara Holdings mines Bitcoin cost competitively. Did you know that they mine a shitcoin called Kaspa, sitting on at a minimum 1.3 million of losses, going to take 213 blocks of marginal 6.3k JPEGs to offset a single poor business decision? Who does that all? Casper, lol. So he thinks he knows better than Mara, like they're worth 5 billion, and this is just some tool on X. So, like, here's another one. Like, I was trying to find more examples. There is lots of them out there, but they were the two main ones I found. Toxic Bitcoin maxis. So I'm hoping that these guys will come around. We have a look at something else here. This is Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, fast food joint Steak and Shake is now officially accepting Bitcoin over the Lightning Network payments. So I'm doing a lot of reading. Like in 2021, I only found out about Bitcoin. 2020, and I learned about the Lightning Network as well. So Bitcoin isn't scalable, as we know. It only processes one block every 10 minutes and about 7 transactions in each block. So, and the fees are so high because you can only fit 7 transactions in each block. There's competition to get your transactions into that block, and the higher fee you pay, it means that you'll get your transaction into the block. So that's causing crazy high fees. So Lightning Network came along, which is a layer 1 built on top of Bitcoin. It doesn't even use the Bitcoin network. It's not decentralized. It's decentralized. It's like the nodes that Lightning Network uses are some of them are huge. They have lots of Bitcoin. They're basically owned by banks. It's the same thing as, you know, there's no difference between using Lightning Network and using your Visa. Like, it goes through a centralized system. It defeats the whole purpose of what Bitcoin was created for. You know, it was created after the financial crash, the recession in 2008. Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin because of this. And he made it decentralized, deflationary, peer-to-peer currency that I could send to you without going through a middleman. But Lightning Network defeats that whole purpose. Now, the other option that Bitcoin had, the devs had, was to increase the block size. At the moment, it's only 1 megabyte block size. And they could have increased it and fit more transactions into each block, and that would have lowered the fees. But they chose not to do that because it's worth more to them to get their money from the banks and whatever. It's more profitable for them to go through Lightning Network than to fix the base layer on Bitcoin. So there's another couple of things. This is Ilal. So at Fish Tuna, you should give this guy a follow. Like I said, he's an ex-DAGS Lab developer, and I think he works at Google now. So why is Lightning Network a dead end? A guide for perplexed. Lightning Network is a nice technology, but it has serious problems when used as scalability layer. It's not a solution for Bitcoin's ails. Below, I list 10 reasons why Lightning Network is failed technology for scaling Bitcoin. But first, regardless what you think about Lightning Network, let's agree that we want their layer 1 to be clean and scalable as possible. Lightning Network is not Bitcoin. It's a different network, a plaster for unscalable Bitcoin. It has its own centralization and security problems. Make a coffee and watch this masterpiece, 9 minutes. So I'm going to put this link. I'll put the link for the X-Base, and I'll put a link for Ilal's post here. And watch this video. It's 9 minutes long. It's really good. It's one of them animated videos, and it kind of explains really well what Lightning Network is and how it works. So if you're new to understanding Bitcoin and Lightning Network, click on this link and watch it. It's really good. We'll just read a couple of points here. Lightning Network doesn't allow sending money to someone without money, meaning if someone doesn't already have Bitcoin and didn't already onboard onto the Lightning Network, you can't transact with them. This adds a lot of friction to use Lightning Network with other people. How long to get everyone on board, you ask? At 2 transactions per second, assuming the other 4 transactions of Bitcoin, 6 transactions per second will be used for other use cases. It will take 32 years to onboard 1 million users to Lightning Network, with each user opening and closing merely one channel. A channel is like having a tab with someone. It will take 64 years for 2 channels, etc. Ultimately, any scaling solution attempt has to resort to Bitcoin's crippling 6 transactions per second layer for settlement, which is why Bitcoin is doomed to end up in a store of value for banks and whales only. The energy that will be required to transact Bitcoin by the average Joe will cost far more than the value of the average transaction. Even for the current tiny community already on board, there are problems. Both the sending and receiving parties have to be online during the transaction. Yes, that's ridiculous. You also have to be online every once in a while to contest others closing your channel. Otherwise, people you have channels with can close them without any approval and steal your money. If you can't be online, you have to trust a third party, a watchtower. Watchtowers have their own scaling issues. Watchtowers have privacy issues. Lightning Network has liquidity and routing problems. The meaning sometimes you can't use your money. Lightning Network has congestion issues. If adoption rises, it will congest Bitcoin's throughput to the point of unusability. It will also mean you can't close your Lightning Network channels and get Bitcoins back. Many people use custodial Lightning wallets. They claim custodial wallets solve these problems, but these wallets are centralized. They are a service provider. When you use them, it's like keeping your money on an exchange or another centralized solution. A single point of failure. You don't have custody of your keys. You can read more about Lightning Network problems on Peter's blog here. And Aviv Sohar as well. He has a video in there. To summarize, Lightning Network can't solve a problem, lack of scale, by completely leaning on the problem it's trying to solve. If you understand Lightning Network is a dead end, you also understand Bitcoin has a dead end for 99.9% of users. It still will grow, but the more it grows, the more suitable it will have. The more it grows, the more suitable it will be for the large players, and the less accommodating it will be for you and me. If you've reached here, thanks for reading. Please like, share, follow, and check out Kaspa, a technology similar to Bitcoin that solves its problems on the base layer. It has sub-second transaction confirmations, fast settlements, and high scale rate at the base layer. The same security mechanism as Bitcoin and greater decentralization. Yeah, that's it exactly. So Kaspa's transactions will occur on the base layer because, as we know, Kaspa can handle like at the moment 3,000 to 5,000 transactions per second because we're on 10 blocks per second now, and Crescendo fixed that. And that's everything I wanted to bring to you. I just think that when all the Kaspa Maxis eventually start giving in to Kaspa and they find out how good it is, when these guys start changing their mind, I think that will really make a difference, as well as getting on tier one exchanges, and as well as smart contracts coming, and as well as Dagnoi protocol coming out. All these things will really get Kaspa going. They can't deny it forever. Me and you are in it early. I've been in Kaspa 2 years now. Even now, if you're getting in here early, because there's nobody talking about it, everybody's still talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is old as F. But it's still the daddy for how would you say store of value, but it's no good for transacting. So Bitcoin came out in 2009 and Casper came out in 2021. So the technology will always move along. I mean, eventually something better than Casper might come along in another 10, 20 years. But at the moment, Casper is it, and I'm invested in it and I believe in it, and I would like to be able to use Kaspa as a peer-to-peer currency with my family and with everybody without going through the banks, because I'm sick of the banks. You try to buy crypto, they freeze you. You want to use your money, they ask you what you want to use. What do you want your $5,000 money? What do you want to spend on? You tell me, even though it's my money. With crypto, self-custody, you can send it to who you want, no questions. And with Kaspa, it's there in an instant. So that's the future, and that's the future we want. Not Lightning network on Bitcoin. That's not what we want. That's centralized. It might as well just go back to Visa and the banking system, because it's no different. But that's the end of that video. Sorry for me waffling on and stumbling through that and mumbling. A lot of mistakes there. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the future. Slán.